session to top off a good week.
And I just now know that she's just not to be back to Cheltenham.
Alamba could be the next Sergino.
For a third Cheltenham Gold Cup. What stops him? Yes, hello, and a warm welcome to the Friday preview on the Next Gen Racing YouTube channel for day 4 of the Cheltenham Festival. Really looking forward to this Gold Cup day and potentially history being made at Cheltenham Racecourse. I will luckily be enough to be there on the Friday. Looking forward to attending the racing. Jack, there's a lot to talk about on Friday. We've got 4 races that we're going to be getting stuck into, but obviously it'll all come down to us discussing Galopin de Champs and going for that third Gold Cup.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's probably not going to be too much up against him, to be honest. It'll be interesting to see what the ground's like by the Friday as well, with the dry forecast, but obviously soft in the going at the moment. But no, it's kind of all roads leading to hopefully Galopin de Champs being crowned at the 3-time Gold Cup champion.
Absolutely, it would just be amazing to see. We'll get onto that towards the back end of this show. We start off with the 120 on the Friday, which is the JCB Triumph Hurdle, 2 mile, 1 furlongs, Grade 1 contest, where East India Dock is currently the 2-1 favourite. Lulamba is 9-4. Hello Neighbour is 11-2. Then we've got a big jump. Lady Vega Allen, Palladium 14s, 20-1 about Galileo Dame and Gibbs Island, and 25s bar these. Jack, obviously on our ante-post series, there'll be our final episode of that coming this Sunday, but I've put up East India Dock. Was actually the first selection that I put up at 11-4, but I mentioned on that show just how quick the times were that this horse won. The sectionals were just exceptional, and it wasn't just that, it was the fact this horse in his trial races, both at the course, have just been so easy. He's hardly come off the bridle. He's looked like he's done it fairly slickly, and all of his sectionals have been competitive in the last 10 years of the Triumph Hurdle, which just makes him, in my opinion, almost a surefire thing to go and win this. Obviously, Lulamba is in here for Nicky Henderson, and we've seen what he did against Mondo Man, and there's obviously been a slight dent in the form with Mondo Man coming out and not winning at odds on a week or so back. But you watch it back and you just think, which one would I rather back looking at what happened? You've got a horse there who's only run once for Nicky Henderson, who, you know, he got the job done, did it fairly easily, and I'm sure he will end up to be a really, really nice horse and potentially better than East India Dock over time. But in terms of here and now, I just think East India Dock is just the horse to be with here. If it does come up quick, then it's just going to suit a horse like this as well. Who knows what would happen if it came up soft, but I'd imagine we could be in for a dry festival looking at the weather at the moment. So East India Dock, I think he will burn this up, and I think he will win this fairly comfortably, Jack. Where do you look at this? Because this is obviously a Grade 1 dominated by the British at the top of the market.
Yeah, it is, and it's the same age-old question. It's proven form versus a potential superstar, really. And we could be looking back at this in 12 months' time, and Alamba could be the next Sergino, and he could be going for a champion hurdle campaign, and we're going, how do we not let him go off favourite against East India Dock, who could be a Grade 2 horse in time? You can't really know now, but look, I'm the same as you. You can only take what's been put in front of you, and East India Dock's been 10, 15 pound clear of Alamba. If Alamba was to go and win and to be that champion, then fair play, but I'll be with you and with East India Dock in the Triumph.
Yeah, East India Dock for the here and now, but I think we're in agreement that potentially long-term wise, Lulamba could still be the exceptional performer in this field. So yeah, 2 votes for East India Dock in the Triumph. Let's move on then to the 240 on the Friday, which is the Mayor's Chase, 2.5 miles. It's another, this is actually a Grade 2 contest where Dino Blue's topping the market at 13 today. Allegory Devassi is 5-1, only by night 6-1. Spindleberry's 15-2, 8-1 about Bioluminescence and Limerick Lace, and then double figures bar this field. I think we have a few similar opinions in this race, Jack. I know we haven't spoken about it for quite a while, but I think we're both very much against the second favourite in Allegory Devassi, who's had a couple of goes at this and it just hasn't quite worked out for this horse. And I remember actually, I think a couple of years ago, I was really, really keen on her, and I just now know that she's just not to be backed at Cheltenham. She just didn't seem to go through with her race, did she?
No, it was hilarious because she jumped the last beautifully. I was actually sat pretty much in line with the last, I think. She jumped it beautifully, but didn't find anything up the hill. Finished second a couple of years ago. So yeah, look, it's not really a race I'm going to be getting too involved with. Dino Blue is the most likely winner, but I just think Lucy Wadham's Telepathique's the one that I'm going to be backing at 12-1. I thought she was pretty impressive when she beat Brides Hill, who is definitely no mug herself as well, who's 14-1, and it looks like it's not the strongest race. Yes, JP's got a couple in there, a few in there, and we'll take all the beating, but She won't mind the ground. She's a decent jumper. She's gone through the grade. She was rated 103 in October, and now she's up at 148. I think she deserves her chance. Is she a strong winning chance? Maybe not, but I think she can grab a place around 12s.
Okay, yeah, nice each way selection from Jack then. I'm a little bit boring. It's not going to be a big bet on the day, and it's probably not one that I'm going to be backing potentially at all. But the one that I do fancy to go and win it will be the favourite Dino Blue. I think she's just so solid at the top of the market. She was second to Limerick Lace last year, but that was in really testing conditions. But you look at what she's done this season: second at Cork to Energumene, nothing wrong with that. Fourth at Christmas behind Solness, Gaelic Warrior, and Marine Nationale. So against the boys there, and then beat Allegory Devassi quite comfortably in a 2 mile mares chase. I think she's just a solid jumper. We know she stays, and if the ground came up fairly good, then yeah, she's probably just going to go and win this, to be totally honest. If it did come up a bog again, Limerick Lace at double figure odds. I mean, won't be double figure odds if it were to come up a bog, but certainly one to look at if it did get a bit muddy on the Friday. But yeah, I will be with the favourite in Dino Blue in the mare's chase. The novices hurdle on the card is the Albert Bartlett, otherwise known as the Potato Race, over 3 miles, the 320 there, where Final Demand is the 5-2 favourite. Whether this horse goes there, we do not know. The Big Westerner is 5-1, the Yellow Clay 15-2, Jasmine DeVoe 12, Flicker of Hope and Jet Blue and Wendigo are 16-1. Bigger about the rest of the field in here. I'll go first to Jack, and I'm a big fan of the Big Westerner. I think 5-1's a fair enough price about this horse. She had 2 starts over hurdles, and I thought a punchdown looked really, really good. And I say this a lot, Jack, with horses, and I say it a lot on the flat actually, that when a horse wins and a trainer's out of form, you always expect them when the train does come into form to be even better. And this is one of those horses for Henry de Bromhead that did go and win whilst he was really out of form. She looked really good. She beat Argento Boy, who I'll talk about in a second. But the way she won the Grade 2 at Limerick was just so slick. She was fairly prominent the whole way around. And look, when she was asked, she just motored clear. So look, she had the 2 starts, but I do think she's a proper Albert Bartlett horse, and she'll take some beating here, especially getting the £7. And the other one would be Argento Boy, who she beat, who I think is a little bit overpriced. I need to have a look at the odds, but I'll get them up in a minute. But he, like I say, he was second to the Big Westerner in November, and was only a length off. Ruby Walsh was quite keen on Argento Boy towards the start of the season as well. And look, he did a lot wrong at Leopardstown a few starts back, but nothing went right that day. And I was quite happy after seeing what he did after the last. He pushed through and he grinded it out. He's one of those horses that just grinds and grinds and grinds, but he's one of the ones, if it did come up quite soft, he'd be a fairly big price if I can get it up 20-1 currently, Argento Boy. So yeah, it'd be the Big Westerner for me with an each way play on the one that finished second behind the Big Westerner in Argento Boy. Jack, who for you?
Yeah, it's to be honest, it's not really a race I can really get too enthusiastic about. I think if Final Demand does come, he'll just go and win. I think he's a lot classier than the rest here, and I think the Big Westerner's a worthy enough favourite if he doesn't at around 5-1. I thought he was impressive enough. Limerick, I actually think that was a pretty decent race from Aussie's sister back in the second there, and look, he's clearly a good stay, gets the job done. He's nothing too flashy, but he's a worthy favourite, and he'll probably take the beating here.
Yeah, the Big Westerner then, agreement there for myself and Jack. And the final race we look at may not be a betting contest at all, but we have to give it a mention, of course. The feature of the whole week is the Boodles Cheltenham Gold Cup at 4 o'clock, 3 mile, 2.5 furlongs. Galopin de Champ is currently the 15-8 on favourite for the race to go and win his 3rd Gold Cup. Banbridge is 6-1, Factor File 10s, Monty Star 12s, Corbett's Cross is 20s. Bigger about the rest. Jack, 3 Paddy Power Irish Gold Cups, now going for a 3rd Cheltenham Gold Cup. What stops him?
Yeah, probably nothing really, just fences maybe. That'd be the only thing you'd think. But look, if he gets around safe, you think he's gonna win. Like he, of course, got beaten in the John Durkin and absolutely loves Leopardstown. He loves Cheltenham as much, and so admirably campaigned. Like he's a 9-year-old, but you wouldn't know it when he pings his fences. If the ground does dry up, Banbridge has to be taken into account, but probably not too much more than that. And then if a bundle of rain comes, probably Long Press is the one to take into account there. But look, there could only be 4 or 5 runners here, so I think hopefully it'll be a nice procession to top off a good week.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm really looking forward to seeing this. Hopefully seeing history made on the Friday with Galopin de Champs taking that 3rd Gold Cup. I agree, Banbridge on good ground, he's the one to finish second, but even on good ground, you'd still expect Galopin de Champs just to go and win this as comfortably as he likes if he jumps round. So yeah, let us know if you think down below Galopin Des Champs will be winning that third Gold Cup on the Friday. Just quickly, Jack, best bets on the Friday for yourself. I'll let you go first. Who are you going to go with?
Oh, I think I'll let you go first because I don't want to steal your thunder and I might follow you in.
All right. Well, I was going to put up East India Dock in the Triumph as the best bet on the Friday, only because of the fact that I've got it in the ante-post series as well. So yeah, it'll be East India Dock in the Triumph for me. Go on.
I'll follow you in with East India Dock in the Triumph.
We'll double up, almost like a banker of the week, the first one that we've agreed with as a best bet on the day. So there we go. If you haven't caught up on the day 1, day 2, and day 3 previews, you can still do so on the YouTube channel. Do check them out. Do like, comment, share, and subscribe. As always, we've actually got 3 videos left for the week. We've got a handicap video tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. We've got our top 5 bets video for the Cheltenham Festival on Saturday, and our final episode of the ante-post series on Sunday before we then get stuck into the festival proper. Really looking forward to this. Big thanks to Jack as always. We'll see you again tomorrow at 6 p.m.